Listen, folks, I don't know who this woman is, but take notes. We all need to be more like her in this society. Welcome to the Christosophy Show, the place where we talk about relevant topics and we shine light into the darkest of places and spaces in society. This episode will be no different. Folks, a clip is going viral from the Whatever podcast, a podcast that I don't watch. But this episode has a clip that came across my feed and it caught my attention. This woman is straight spitting facts, and everybody needs to take note. Also, like and subscribe, because toward the end of this video, I'm going to put the attack on women in a perspective that you've maybe never heard before. So enough wasting time. Let's take a look at this clip, and then I'll react.
Can I say something respectfully? I come from a very toxic household too. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I've never sold my body. I did everything I could to get to where I'm at. I'm a licensed therapist now, and I content create. Do you know how hard it took me to get to where I'm at? And I've never sold my body. So when you're saying that, it's kind of like an excuse. I'm not trying to attack you whatsoever, because like I said, it's your life, whatever, but you're using the excuse of having a toxic family. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a lot of things growing up. So you could work at a warehouse. You can do a lot of things. I make 6 figures now because of social media, but I had to get up there. I used to bartend just like her, and I didn't want to do that. I used to wash dishes. I used to work in a freaking warehouse loading trailers. You think a girl wants to do that? No. So when you guys are saying this stuff and then talking about God, it makes no sense. If you cared a lot about God, you'd follow the way he wants you to be, not however you think you should be. And like the excuses to me, I'm not trying to be rude, but it just sounds crazy.
Well, you know, like I know it sounds crazy, like I do and I sin, but I still pray to God every day.
So if I steal every single day and tell God, please, thank you, like how does that work?
There you go.
If I go hurting people in this world and then say, oh, God forgives me, you're not learning your lesson. Okay, when you make a mistake and you pray to God, God sees you for what you do afterwards, and you don't feel bad enough, you don't care enough, because it would make you stop. And like I said, you just said you game, right? You're beautiful. You know how many people would get on your freaking Twitch because of how you look? You don't even have to do
You don't have to pull your clothes off.
Or I can help you make money instead of doing OF.
I mean, what can you say? Here we have two women on the opposite sides of the spectrum of lifestyle, yet they both claim to have respect for themselves, love for God, right? And promoting women. I'm sure you can guess which one is fraudulently living as though they're a virtuous person, trying to justify their actions and saying that they have a close relationship with God when your actions speak louder than your words. Let's break this video down. She talks about coming from a toxic family, which I guess these two ladies have in common. But she says at no point did she ever decide to sell her body. And this could be physically or online. This comes down to standards. It comes down to how much you value your body. Society has told women not to value their bodies at all, to treat their bodies as cattle. And it's so funny because isn't that what we've been fighting against, so that we're not objectifying women, so that we're not treating them just like property or cattle? Or is it that they just don't want men to profit off of it anymore? Now the women want to profit off of treating their bodies like cattle. So it's really not about the morality of how a woman treats her body and how a woman holds herself. It's more about who's making the money at the end of the day. And this woman went the hard route, but she kept her dignity. She kept her relationship with God. And it's through this relationship that she's able to call out these counterfeit, fake righteous, fake virtuous women who say, listen, I know I do OF. I know that I sin every day, but I pray to God every day. Aren't we a culture and a society and a generation that prides ourselves on keeping it real? You know, we certainly don't want fake friends. So tell me, how can this girl sit here and pretend that, well, God wants fake friends, people that he can't trust, people in his circle that will say nice things to him on podcasts and talk about how much they love God, and I pray to God every day, and then stab him in the back with their actions every day, treating the body that he gave them like cattle, like trash, like something worthless, like something to be used by anybody with an internet connection. And look, I have no anger toward this girl. It's sad. It's sad to see that people can be this delusional, this tricked into thinking that this is the way to empower women, that this is the way forward for women in society. And that leads me to my next point. Society is systematically being broken down, and it starts with the family, because family is the machine that creates healthy, well-adjusted adults. So you've got to break that down if you want a world of monsters, lawlessness, and delusion. Okay, so it's no secret that masculinity as a whole has been being redefined in the last several years. Terms like toxic masculinity have become very popular, which at its core is the idea that the more aggressive traits of a man, say, aggressiveness itself, or being bold or being loud, those things are very bad unless somehow they're presented in a woman, in which case those things are actually very good. And a big part of what being a man is being a husband and being a father. And so obviously those things have come under attack, and more men are just walking away from the idea of being husbands and fathers as a whole. So in that way, it sort of destabilizes the traditional father-mother family. But see, that's not enough because it takes two to create a stable household, the father and the mother. So, how would they go about getting the mother to walk away from the family? It's videos like this, with girls like this, that have ideologies like this, that promote your body being sold, money being made, career and success over love, commitment, children, and family. Being a mother is no longer the highest position a woman can attain, just like being a father is no longer the highest position that a man can attain. I don't care what your title is. I don't care how much money you make. You show something about your maturity and who you are as a person by achieving the level and the status of a mother and a father. That may sound crazy today, but in order to make a lot of money, you just need a gimmick or an audience or a skill that people are willing to pay for. But to be a mother, you have to have unconditional love. You have to have unwavering commitment. You have to have so many other characteristics that you can't just buy, okay? Being a father, the same thing. You have to be responsible. You have to be honest. You have to work very hard and other things. They no longer see those positions, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, as valuable. And so they walk away altogether. And what does that do? It leaves children vulnerable. Children are now in a destabilized environment. Whereas with having a stable mother and father in the home, you are facilitating an environment in which kids can become morally good, mentally healthy, physically fit, reliable, good workers, honest. I really hope that folks out there are beginning to connect the dots because you can see where this ends. It ends in a society of monsters, of people who are not capable of genuine love, of people who are not capable of loyalty and commitment, of people who are not capable of honesty. Like this girl is, she can't even be honest with herself, pretending as though she has a relationship with God because she has a conversation. How many times do people talk to people they don't like at all? And so folks, once we realize this, a lot of the superficial surrounding issues begin to melt away, and we can truly understand the real game that's being played for the minds and the hearts of the world and certainly this generation. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I love chatting it up with you guys after an episode, so hit me up with a message. I'll try to respond as fast as I can. It's YouTube, so like, subscribe, share this video. A lot of my opinions are very unpopular, does not lead to a lot of promotion from algorithms and companies and brands and things like that. So the best thing you can do is share the video, like the video, and subscribe as we try to fight this evil. Peace.